Hi, I want to share with you a practice for calming. First, some acupressure points that you can do for yourself, and then I'll go outside and play with the clouds. So, I also want to try and inspire in you the fact that calming is more than just something that's sort of nice, like a luxury or a bonus. We really do need to calm in a real way the body and the energy and the brain, especially in times of stress or fear, because it does affect our physicality, our perception. It affects everything. So acupressure can be a really simple but powerful way to help your body, your mind, your energy, your brain calm. And when I say calm, I mean bring you into the parasympathetic nervous system, out of the fight or flight and the constant trauma loop of whatever is happening, and bring you into the present moment where you can be calm and rest and digest and heal and sleep when you need to. So the first point is governing vessel 20, also known as Bai Wei. And it is at the top of the head, a little bit back from center. If you put the heels of your hands at your hairline and let your fingertips come together, you will find it right here. I'm going to show you a picture as well. So you see it's along the midline, but a little bit back from center. This is where 100 energy channels meet. And it is also where we open up to the sky, or heaven chi as we call it in qigong. So you can tap here if that feels good, or you might just add a little bit of pressure with your fingers, or you can stroke from the back forward over that point. So whatever feels good in the moment. Tapping is opening up to energy, waking up this point, your connection to the sky, to the heavens, to the universe. Back to front is a little more soothing. You can experiment and see what feels good for you. But this is a calming point even for trauma. Even for trauma. It calms the spirit. It benefits the brain. Very good also for dizziness or tinnitus, any ringing or noises in the ear, a headache. And it's our opening to heaven, what we call in qigong heaven, which is not the religious heaven, but the whole of the universe and a lot of yang qi. So that's governing vessel 20, or Bai Wei point. Very calming. As an aside, sometimes our digestion is affected by stress. This is also, especially rubbing back to front, is also very good for constipation. Gallbladder 20 is another point. So this was governing vessel 20. This is a different meridian. Gallbladder 20 is right at the base of the skull on either side. I'm going to give you a picture here. You can reach back and put your thumbs in those grooves right on either side of the spine at the base of the skull. This is where a lot of tension headaches begin. So it's helpful for that. You can move your thumbs in small circles, or you can just apply pressure, or you can tap here as well. Whatever feels good for you. This is also calming for anxiety and stress. And it is another spiritual opening. So these points, some of these points on the head and around the neck are part of what are called the windows of the sky points. And they're very opening to the spiritual source and to your own spirituality. So many names for these points, including gates of consciousness. I also like to make sure these are open along the back so that there isn't any backlog of chi, of life force energy coming up the back, the spine, and around the crown along the orbit. We don't want things getting backed up here, stagnant, stuck. We want chi our life force energy to always be flowing. These points are also very good for anything to do with the eyes, and also very good for congestion, for chills, and for fever. So if you do happen to have a cold or allergies or flu. These ones are nice if you lie down on your back and you might have some little balls or tennis balls, or you can just lay down on your knuckles, you know, nice to just relax right onto those points. So those are 2 points on the head, the governing vessel 20 and the gallbladder 20 here. Very powerful for calming, especially calming the spirit. The next one, pericardium 6. It's quite a famous point, mostly for nausea, right? People wear those bracelets when they go on their cruise. About three of your finger widths up from the wrist crease, right in the center of the tendons there, right in the center of the arm. That's pericardium 6 point. So the pericardium is that beautiful sac protecting the heart. So the element fire. Very calming point. I always just hold the other side as well at the same time while I'm at it. So then I'm on the triple warmer or the triple heater meridian, which is very good for immunity and mental health. So we have both of those happening at the same time. But I'm pointing mostly here for your benefit in relation to calming to the pericardium 6 point. Calming for the spirit, regulating the heart, okay, including any palpitations, any irregularities in the rhythm of the heartbeat, anxiety. This is even really helpful for anxiety attacks, okay, when your breath is, well, if you've had one, you know, not pleasant. Also really good for fear and for insomnia. So you don't have to hold your arm up. You can be comfortable. You can do this anywhere. Holding the front and the back, also called the inner and outer gates. Very calming. Now, if you do this on your own, always when you're working with self-acupressure, you want to have long, smooth breaths. This also helps the chi to flow, and it helps the brain to relax and realize that we're doing something healing for ourselves. And I always describe this energy, for me anyway, it feels almost like this energy of getting a hug from an elder or an ancestor, someone who just loves you so deeply and unconditionally. It's that kind of really warm and secure and loving energy, pericardium. I want to do that on both sides. The meridians, all of the energy pathways are bilateral, so they run on both sides of the body. So inner and outer gates on both sides, about 3 finger widths up from your wrist crease. This is a really easy one to do anytime. You don't have to be doing a qigong practice or an acupressure practice. You can do this anytime that you need it, even when you're in the middle of a meeting, anything like that. If you are doing it as part of a practice, of course, it always helps to just really be present in the body and have some long, smooth breaths at the same time. So when you're doing these on your own, you're doing them now with me, and that's good, and that's helpful. When you get to know them, you can do them 1 to 3 minutes throughout the day whenever you need it, and get into the habit maybe of doing it once a day, even when you don't feel you need calming, because there are just a long list of benefits of accessing your meridians, your energy pathways. So all of these acupressure points are the points along the pathways where we have the highest conductivity, electrical conductivity. So the best ways to influence the flow of chi. So I just want to show you 2 more, and they're on the inside ankle, which is the kidney meridian. And kidneys, the water element, are related to our fear or our ungrounding, to our root. So kidney 6. Let's see if I can get my foot up here. Kidney 6 is come right to the top of your ankle bone where it's the highest, and then slide your finger underneath, and then feel around for very small little divot, depression. It's just down and slightly, ever so slightly back. And this is your kidney 6, the 6th point along the kidney meridian, which starts at the bottom of the foot. And this is an excellent point for fear and for insomnia. Kidney 3, come back to your ankle bone again, and then drop straight back. So you're in that groove between the Achilles tendon and the ankle. And this is kidney 3. So this one is very good for low immunity and for burnout. Okay, sometimes it's hard to be calm because we're very burned out. Also good for fear and calming. This point here, the kidney 6, is sometimes called calm sleep, and both inside and outside ankles, calm sleep and joyous sleep. Okay, and you want to do those on both sides. One thing you can do to get both at once is just use the outside of your hand, and it's just sort of like sawing on a little bit of an angle, and you're getting here, kidney 3, and under here, kidney 6. So on both sides, you don't have to do all of these in one session. You can just use one if you find the pericardium point here on the inside of your arm, and you want to do triple heater at the same time. If you find that's the most powerful for you, then you can just work with that one. And then maybe work with the ankles another week, but you don't have to do them in any order or anything like that. So I hope those are helpful for you. It seems very simple, but very powerful. Acupressure is ancient self-healing practice, and it actually is the grandmother of acupuncture, which more people know about, and has been studied extensively scientifically and shown to be extremely helpful. So for calm. So we're going to go outside now and work with a couple of movements using the clouds. Really calming, really nice. Finding your Wuji stance, that's shoulder width apart with your feet. Open up the soles of the feet to earth. Send your roots down, your energy body down. Remember your connection here. Open up the palms of your hands, also to earth. And the top of your head, so we're moving energy in two directions, down and up, standing between heaven and earth. And beginning with an ocean breath. We use the lower dantian. That's about 2 or 3 finger widths below your navel and on the inside of the body. And we're breathing that area, but we'll use our hands out in front to help. Mind, action, and breath. These 3 things together are the components of qigong. As we inhale, we're breathing from that center of the lower belly, and we're exhaling, softening. So the hands, the arms, the body is responding to that breath, which is initiated from the low belly. Inhale, expand in all directions. Opening up your vast ocean of qi, the mirror of the macrocosm. Your ocean is your microcosm. Every time your mind moves to thinking, dive it into the lower belly. Fold in those thoughts, those concerns. Fold them right into the lower belly. There's so much space there. And breathe the belly. The breath just like a wave on the ocean. Washing in, washing out. So already abdominal breathing or lower dantian breathing or ocean breathing. It's already calming the body, bringing us out of fight or flight into the parasympathetic nervous system where we heal, where we rest, where we digest, where we recognize we're not in immediate danger. We can rest. Be present, even if it's just for one moment at a time. So very powerful practice, even though it's very simple. Good. Let's just do a couple more. Nice. Notice your energy, perhaps feeling any tingling on your palms or warm or cool. And just so much more space in the body, so much more qi running through all of our pathways. Now separating the clouds. Wonderful movement for balancing emotions and also for calming the brain, bringing us out of the fight or flight of the limbic system into the parasympathetic nervous system. I remember it as P for peace. So bringing us into that place in the body where we can experience and cultivate peace, even if it's only for a moment at a time. So you can mirror me, bringing your right hand up, just about across from your chin. And you'll see my elbow is dropped, my shoulder is relaxed. And I'm just about this far away from the body. The lower hand, palm facing the lower belly. And it's a little bit closer, just about 4 or 5 inches out from the lower belly. The top hand is the cloud. Okay, so first turning to your left, this is where we'll start from. And as we inhale, the elbow is pointing in the direction we're going to untwist. So inhaling and untwisting, changing hands and exhaling. Changing hands very smoothly, making transitions. And you're watching that top hand, that's the cloud, drifting across the sky. Inhale across, twisting, and exhaling back. Playing with the cloud, so very light energy and intention here. We exhale back. You'll see I'm not shifting my weight from side to side at all. I'm really just twisting at the waist. Both feet stay evenly grounded. And there's no rush here. You have a long inhale Smooth in through the nose and a long exhale. And enjoy that transition in between the breath, that little beautiful gap. The height of the inhale and the depth of the exhale. As you get to know the physical parts of this movement, you can then pay more attention to the energetic and to your breath and smooth it all out. Really let your breath guide the way. We're not matching the breath to our movements. We're moving with the breath, inhaling across and exhaling back. And then when you really have the physicality and the energetics, drop into the experience of playing with the clouds. You might visualize that cloud on your hand and feel, experience the calming, the healing, and the balancing. How does that feel? Take it in. Take it into every cell. You may notice the more present and engaged you become, the longer your breath, the slower and smoother your movements. If you find yourself moving quickly, check in with your mind. Do a few more, long and smooth. Notice how your energy feels. Close your eyes if you're comfortable and just experience for a moment. Take in the calm. Good. And recognize that you cultivated this calm from the inside out. And from the outside, bringing in that fresh chi, but you cultivated it. Separating the clouds now. This one is very good also for the brain, for stopping that trauma loop, that constant thinking and worrying and negative. We tend to go to the negative because of our survival mechanism. So this interrupts that. It allows us to make new neural pathways, a new groove, right? One that we intend. And also very opening, softening for our Shen. That's our spirit or our Buddha nature. That's where we can express our life force chi and be an expression of universe. So we inhale as we come up.
And when it's time to exhale, that's when we separate the clouds. So you'll see I'm crossing at those inner and outer gates that we are working with. They're not touching, but we're crossing at those inner and outer gates as we first come up, palms up, and we're still at the gates as the palms turn, rotate, and then we separate the clouds with our palms, our palm points. The inhale is as we come up, and we're exhaling around. We're matching the breath here, so we're coming up with the inhale and out with the exhale. I often think just of hands of a clock. They don't rush up or down, they just go around. We're going around and around with an even breath in and out. Lifting up with the inhale, and then gently separating those clouds, whatever's blocking our clarity of vision, any barriers to us seeing and feeling and expressing our Shen, our spirit, our true nature. The crossing also very balancing for the brain, very clearing of the energy and balancing. So again, once you get the physicality of it, the inhale, the rotating, the exhale, drop into the experience. This is where the power and the transformation is. Experience separating the clouds in the body and in your Wei Qi field, your aura, your energy body that comes beyond the physical. Really feel and enjoy and take in this calming, this balancing. So simple, but incredibly powerful. When your mind goes into thinking, it's not a problem, it's part of the practice. This is the mindfulness. Bring it back inside the body with your breath, with your intention, with separating the clouds. Separate the clouds, let the sun shine through. The more you can engage your imagination, your mind, your yi, the more you will affect your qi. Where the mind goes, the qi flows. Let's do a few more. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Really take in the feeling, the experience, the echo of this calm that you've cultivated. opening your eyes. Inhale with the palms up, gather up the sky. Exhale with a soft he. Moving excess from head and heart down to the lower belly and the feet. Bring that thinking, that worrying down. We're also smoothing out the nervous system, balancing yin and yang in the body. Good. Hands on the lower belly. Remembering your connection between the lower belly and the earth. Your anchor. Remembering the peace you have inside you. Let's inhale the palms together and the feet together. Exhale down to the heart. Opening to our gesture of thanks, thanking our teachers today. Clouds, body and the breath. Namaste.